I honestly think come out to whoever is playing better on the day, who has the better team composition prepared. And now going into game number 1, we're seeing a familiar sight of Cody Travis on the Barasa with Phazon on Kaya, a pick that he adopted early on into this year, going against Sandstorm and Boomy that are on Thor and Onyx.
Yeah,
well,
a little
what's
bit
interesting
of a...
about this is that this was really like mid to late 2020, right? When it comes to the team compositions coming out from Boomy, although Sandstorm usually on Zol instead of Onyx because Onyx just wasn't playable for that long.
Yeah, and like Boomy moving over onto the Thor, it's a little bit different from what we've seen from him recently, but it gives them like a lot of power, and some of their team combos have been absolutely wild. Uh-oh,
yes.
Dangerous off the side. I mean, hey, listen, right now, Cody Travis and Phazon, they've been building that damage. They've got themselves a pretty healthy lead, but as we've learned all throughout the day, you can't count that for even just a moment, because those quick conversions just deleting Cody Travis, and now Phazon just as damaged as everyone else on the field, and he's gone.
Yeah, that was an amazing conversion from Sandstorm, getting the downtick on the gauntlets, blasting Cody to the right side, even at the risk of taking damage himself. Now, Phazon and Cody come right back in, get the double knockout, even things out, but Boomy and Sandstorm have the momentum lead, and Boomy on the left side of the stage, sliding off with the hammer, getting the dash jump sider onto Phazon, and continue to tack on more damage onto Phazon's Kaya as they switch over to Sandstorm, who is struggling to get back onto the stage. Ooh. Lots of nice team combos coming up for both teams. I mean, this is my favorite matchup to watch in North America, hands down.
Absolutely. I mean, that's because it's going to be... Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's all these quick conversions into the multiple hits. Boomy trying to scoop out Cody, Phazon trying to give him a little bit of pressure, but man, Cody opting to go all the way around. Just couldn't make the corner. That's heartbreaking.
Oh, and what's even more heartbreaking is that because Cody wasn't there to support Phazon on the right side, Boomy and Sandstorm had a whole 15 seconds to do whatever they want with Phazon's stock, and that's why you know he just went out flying off the right side of the stage and is now down 1 stock apiece for the red team against Boomy and Sandstorm, who have 4 total. As Boomy's fighting with the orb and neutralizing Cody just to be able to chase dodge around and hit Phazon with that pivot sidelight. So much mileage for the blue team in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the name of the game, is just how many hits can you get off of those quick conversions. And they're so good at sneaking in those handoff combos where stocks will get deleted immediately, and it's up to whatever the opponent team is to bust up those combos and cut them short. You cannot let them go to fruition.
Oh, and Cody and Phazon aren't able to even up the stocks as quickly as the last set of stocks. Boomy and Sandstorm both damaged, and if they go down now, there is a chance that, well, that chance just evaporated as Boomy recovers. Phazon off the top of the stage and falls out that sider to get the double knockout. 4 stocked in game number 1 of Winners Finals. The lead is in favor of Boomy and Sandstorm.
Jeez, that is a furious way to open the set. You know, I gotta say, Cody and Phazon, they had such a massive damage lead going into the start of it, and then Boomy and Sandstorm were able to just dig their heels in, get those team combos, and then keep the stocks rolling. They kept getting those momentary 2v1 power plays, and Cody going over to a Thatch, is this right?
I suppose it is. We're seeing it locked in. He's taking out a Dex, going to the Force. That's an 8-Force Thatch on Blasters and Sword. And as far as Cody Travis goes, as long as the Legend has Blasters, I'm willing to say I believe it, right, when it comes to locking it in.
Oh, yeah.
The map bans are interesting, going to the Great Hall for game number 2. But yeah, a comment on what you were saying, the stocks were literally rolling last game. I think 3 out of 4 players had less than 400 damage done. Right, and that wasn't to say that the game, it wasn't to say that they weren't doing anything. It was crazy efficient. Like the second somebody was ready to go down, they were gone. And I wonder if that same efficiency is going to be happening here. An interesting thing is that Great Hall having such a high ceiling and Cody now having the sword with those recovery combos along with the blasters, I feel like there's a little bit of a counter-pick advantage for the blue team here, with Cody having to almost primarily focus on hitting him off the right side of the stage without tanking Onyx and Thor are.
Yeah, I guess the question would be, how well can you set up into those Thatch signatures? Because, man, if you can land those, they hit like a truck, and they have some of the best horizontal sends in the game. Yeah, so that's going to be a heavy focus for the red team.
That's an excellent point. Thatch doesn't really, with his signature kit, care about, you know, knocking off the top. And you're right, the side sig and the neutral sig having the same blast direction are very powerful, but that stop sider, oh, Sandstorm can't get the gravity catch and charge side sig to hit, but you see he was looking for, he just had to dip down a little bit further. And the down sig nearly taking Phazon off the top. Great usage of that attack.
Man, that tall ceiling and Kaya's defense coming into play, keeping Phazon in the mix.
See, Cody now on the sword. A sentence I'm not used to saying too much. He gets top-sided off the left. Well, Sandstorm takes down Phazon on the right. Boomy and Sandstorm looking clean so far into game number 2. Let's see if Cody and Phazon are able to even up the stocks really quickly. Boomy's been having such strong starts on their opponent's like their fresh stocks to hammer. And look at that, Sandstorm, even though Boomy gets hit away, continues with the conversion, gets the neutral, and now Cody's already deep in the yellow, as is Phazon, almost entering orange.
Yeah, I can't believe Sandstorm survived that. I know it's the signature, and yeah, there's a tall ceiling, a little bit of a diagonal send. Onyx has a lot of defense. There's a lot of factors working in his favor, but Sandstorm yet again surviving a vertical knockout attempt.
Oh, and a recovery hits from Cody. Takes hits off the top. The recovery from Phazon, despite the difficulties that come with the Great Hall and the high ceiling with that platform. They managed to get 2 knockouts off the top, even up the stocks, but not nearly as close to the game as we were to the same situation in game number 1. Cody with some friendly fire, trying to hit Sandstorm on the ground, and Sandstorm's had such great he's been doing such a great job with the downswing on Gauntlets, connecting it out of team combos and just catching landings.
Yeah, and the target swaps he's been doing after it as well. Oh my gosh! Catching them both, the big claws. This gargoyle is so mean.
Yeah, and that's a signature as far as characters go that I feel like I see very, very infrequently from Onyx, and especially when it's used correctly. And to get the double knockout with it too. The N-Sig has such a specific range that it covers, but since it doesn't hit grounded, we don't see players go for it too often. So really specific team combo kill there, and Phazon just jumping into it on accident results in the double knockout, and there he is, ready with the down 6. So easy to follow up with a downlight side air on Hammer.
Oh man, Phazon's starting to bleed out. That friendly fire certainly doesn't help.
Ooh. And that's just such great matchup knowledge from Boomy as well. Waiting for Thatch to use the side sig, knowing that he's going to dip down beneath the stage because of the step forward the sig gives him to get the side air. Boomy goes down, but Phazon gets returned knocked out by Sandstorm, and that weapon throw stopping Cody from being able to pursue, and this could be it.
Oh wow.
Boomy charges a little too long.
A rare miss. I don't think Cody's going to survive another one. Wait, he does! This is actually insane.
They're really trying to use every single signature. Oh, jeez. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a nair that close to the edge of the screen. That hurt. Oh.
I don't care what you would use there. I mean, that was far off the top corner. You're near both black lines out there. It's just tap him. Tap him with anything of your choice. Boomy went so deep for that knockout.
Oh, we just got to see that neutral sig in slow motion, catching at the very bottom and top of the claw, getting both knockouts on the top left side of the screen. There's the cannon weapon throw to get the knockout, and this is it. Boomy using the chase dodge right away to get as many jumps, and I think he, at that point in time, despite being that high on the left side of the screen, I think he had more jump tools than his opponent did when it came to performing that edge guard. So really well played. Great Hall immediately banned out by Team Cody, Travis, and Phazon, and Shipwreck Falls is where we're going for game number 3. Now, don't be fooled. This looks like it's in total favor of Boomy and Sandstorm, but Phazon and Cody won in the Winter Championships in the same position in Winners Finals, 3-2. And now with Cody going over onto Vrax, rotating through all of the Blasters Legends, the Vrax is really where Cody popped off last seasonal championship. So let's see how it plays out here in game number 3 as Boomy and Sandstorm are a little bit on the back foot starting out, as Phazon's getting a lot of nicely placed neutralites on the spear. That was about 3 in a row.
Yeah, all right, so I gotta talk about this Cody Travis Vrax pick because, man, it was such a joy to watch last time, and I'm just eager to see it again because, man, Cody Travis on Lance, who knew he had a Lance? It's actually kind of ridiculous sometimes. Yeah,
Cody's Lance is really nice. He has an amazing mastery over all the signatures in his kit.
Yeah.
And you can see right there with the charge down.
The threat! Look at that handoff! Phazon just scooting in from behind to take out Sandstorm. They've got the momentum.
It's so amusing to me to see that even against opponents like Boomy and Sandstorm, there's the fear of the charge Vrax down sig, right? It's just so disjointed, reaches right at the edge, and on Shipwreck Falls, you've got nowhere to run but into it if you want to try to touch the wall. Sandstorm can't save Boomy from that down sig, and Cody Travis is popping off.
Oh man, almost getting the handoff, but Cody surviving by the skin of his teeth yet again.
Yes, he is.
The only one left on 3 stocks.
And it looks like he's continuing to do some extra credit too. That Nair doesn't quite hit, but he avoids the recovery follow-up off of Boomy going for the neutral light. And he gets a down light side light and goes straight over to help his teammate in case he loses the neutral exchange against Sandstorm. Great team play from Cody. And here's the Lance you were talking about, opening up right away with a side air, switching over to catch the alley-oop on Phazon's Nair, and Boomy can't get the neutral stick punish on the Phazon, and this is looking great for the red team as that down stick hits and sends Boomy flying without a weapon.
Man, and now they are just rolling the stocks back at them. Cody and Phazon with a little bit of a lead. And I mean, they could be going up to as much as a 2-stock lead here if they can take out Boomy.
Yeah, Boomy taking some more damage as that down air hits. Boomy chasing after Phazon with Sandstorm. Getting some good cannon blast. The neutral sig off the alley-oop. Nice damage on the Cody. And Cody, who was on 3 stocks the entire game, could be down to 1 in less than a minute if he's not careful. Lots of damage coming in on this fresh stock. But that side air catches Boomy on the way down. I don't even think Boomy has the jumps to make it back. He does.
Just enough.
Uses the dodge. Cody and Phazon elected to cover Sandstorm while he was recovering. A surprise decision from Boomy in this regard. Most
oh my gosh, how many times have they knocked Boomy so far wide so they can get that power play against Sandstorm? They managed to take out Boomy, now they're just rolling it back again.
And that's huge. And this is interesting because this is a topic of... oh man, this team combo is just going. He dodges and he almost lands in the down stick, but they're still hitting Boomy away, and Boomy going for the edge guard of Phazon, gets the down air. Phazon might be down, but Cody's still got 2 more stocks. But I really want to talk about this because I believe, well, I mean, I don't know, Boomy's made crazier 1v2 tackle. There we go. Neutral stick gets it. There was a good 30 to 35 seconds, maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but it felt that long, where Boomy spent recovering on the left side of Shipwreck.
Yes.
And Phazon and Cody did not even bother glancing at him. They spent that entire time 1v2ing Sandstorm, putting him into a difficult position while Boomy had 2 stocks to work with. Oftentimes, not often, but occasionally, we will see players elect to throw away their stock instead of spending all that time recovering so that they can help their teammate sooner, because I feel like during all that time that Boomy was recovering, Sandstorm ended up losing what was originally a healthy stock, and that really gave Cody and Phazon the advantage in game number 3 as we go into game 4.
Man, so now still, you're right, 2-1 lead for Boomy Sandstorm. They're still poised to take this set, but Cody, Travis, and Phazon, man, that momentum they built last game, I'm not saying that they're going to be able to do the same exact thing again, because Mammoth Fortress has a lot more ways to recover, a lot more walls, so that way you don't have to worry so much about that Drax down signature. But, you know, they seemed like they were hitting a pretty good flow.
Yeah, I really want to highlight what you just said there, which was that Vrax's downsig won't be nearly as impressive on Mammoth Fortress when you have over 4 times the size of a wall to play around with, right? Shipwreck was really impressive in that regard. But we see Phazon and Cody separating Boomy and Sandstorm, hitting them off the right side and left side of the stage, and instead of going for the edge guards, covering each other's backs. And Cody's still going for the down six. Side six isn't able to hit as Boomy's able to dodge out of the way, but so far, so good for both teams. Oh man, Phazon nearly goes down, and Cody slide charges the safety, putting out that down six to stop Boomy and Sandstorm. We're even thinking about approaching, and the down six catches Boomy in the landing in front of Phazon, but
oh my gosh,
he's living.
All right, you know what? The Vrax down blaster, it's still a problem.
It is.
Like, it is blasters incarnate. It's a massive dead zone, but the reach is insane.
It's insane, and Cody has been doing a great job mixing up when he's just using the down sig, standing still, and slide charging it. So they're never really sure if the hitbox is going to cover one point on the ground, or if they have to be wary about it sliding closer to them or away. And he's doing this so well that he's catching them off guard constantly. But blue team coming back in the midst of all of that, taking off Phazon and Cody at the same time. Sandstorm with a stock lead.
Oh, and again, you see them electing, yeah, they're going to knock Sandstorm wide, and I think they're going to keep that rotation onto Boomy every chance they get. But right now, Phazon having trouble getting his footing as Sandstorm was busting him up with cannon. Oh, Sandstorm's out of here. Momentary power play against Boomy.
And in the meantime, Cody gets one nice, quick down sig onto Boomy, trying to hover on the left side of the platform. Phazon, nice! Such a quick team combo. Neutral light into side air, and Phazon straight out of there, being able to cover Sandstorm. He tries to fall with the down air. That side sig hits Cody, and Phazon's trying to help his teammate recover. Nice side air from Cody, and they're doing this great front-to-back action where Cody's standing behind Phazon. Phazon, the tankier legend, getting a hit with a side air and a neutral light, and Cody getting that attack right afterwards. And now Boomy and Sandstorm are showing them that they can do the same thing, as Thor, with the down sig, jumps over the teammate, while Onyx has great ground coverage with all of her signatures.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a wall of pain coming your way as you're peeking over that corner. Oh my gosh, the neutral signature lighting up. Phazon stops side air. Now he's down to his last stock. It's a 2-stock lead, but it's tenuous for the blue team.
Yeah, Cody getting a recovery. That's not going to be able to take out Boomy just yet, but one more off that platform could do it. Phazon's got to be careful. He's already taken 3 quick hits. And Cody with the team combo right afterwards. Every bit of extra credit here is so huge for the blue team, as once these stocks are gone, they have secured a spot in grand finals. But Phazon with the quick down air gets Boomy at the bottom of the stage, and now Sandstorm just trying to hold on to a weapon long enough for his teammate to get one on respawn. Still has the lead. But this is a dangerous situation where if Boomy goes down, the 1v2 is in Phazon and Cody's favor, and both of these players have taken out Sandstorm in singles tournaments.
Oh!
And they definitely have what it takes to take it down in a 2v1 and go. Boomy came so close to being gone there.
I know, and that was a beautiful redirection during the combo to get over Boomy trying to cover the ground. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, but the neutral
the
sig off the
quick
sideline
handoff.
side air, so good. And while they were so close to taking the objective, which was getting Boomy off first, they were not able to succeed, and the down sig catches it, as that is the craziest edge guard wall I've ever seen. Onyx slamming the ground, the splash hitting over the edge, and Thor with the down sig holding the hammer off anywhere that they could come back. It's either going to be a wall slip or death at that point. There's very little you could do in a 2v1.
Yeah, that's some of those friendly twos strats right there, except it works so well leapfrogging over your partner that you don't have to worry about the friendly fire here.
Yeah, just and well-timed at the same point, right? We're seeing the down sig there put out, making sure that Boomy and Sandstorm are both disjointing. Those attacks are just so consistent, and that is going to be winners finals 3-1. Cody and Phazon were victorious last seasonal, but as you said, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the esports season here in 2021. Boomy and Sandstorm much more prepared for their opponents this time around to convincingly take the set and move on into the winner's side of Grands.
Yeah, but that is still a double elimination tournament, so Cody and Phazon, they've got a chance to make it through the lower bracket, and we've got some folks down there waiting to see who their next opponent will be. We've got Hardy MJ and Blazey going up against Wrenched and Kosalix in losers semifinals. Now, Wrenched and Kosalix, all right, they're a powerhouse 2v2 team. They've been around for a while. We've seen Kosalix really just busting stuff up. I mean, he's been leading damage, leading knockouts. He's been a key component for the team, where Wrenched is kind of like picking his spots to support. And Hardy MJ and Blazey had some major upsets today that I don't think a lot of people expected to see. And is that trend going to continue? Are they going to be able to take down Wrenched and Kosalix?
I believe that this is going to be a very tough matchup for Wrenched and Kosalix. For those that have been following Brawlhalla esports for the past few years now, Wrenched and Kosalix are about as staple of a team as Phazon and Cody, Boomy and Sandstorm. But Hardy MJ and Blazey, both of these players have been developing their own craft, right? Their own style of Brawlhalla over the past few years. And this tournament is really the first one where I'm starting to see, like, oh my goodness, this could be the next staple team in North American 2v2s. Blazey, such a consistent axe player, whereas Hardy MJ with the Hattori this time around has been doing so well supporting their teammate that we're really starting to see this dynamic duo come out. And here it is, locked in once again. Blazey on some sort of Axe Legend. We've seen him on Azoth in the past. It's Taros for this doubles tournament, taking out a Dex and getting every other stat as juiced up as possible, whereas Blazey on the Hattori was just a menace. Like we're going to see here how it plays out against Kosalix and Wrenched, but I got to say, this is going to be a tough matchup for sure.
Yeah, I do kind of like Hardy MJ and Blazey's team in that it's like a bit like the Odd Couple buddy cop movie kind of thing. You know, one of them's chocolate, one's peanut butter. It's just one of them is the beef castle that's just going to be doing so much damage, and the other is kind of like the quick pixie character.
Yeah, and they really live up to that description. I think it's interesting that you bring that up now, because that's exactly how they play as well. We're going to be seeing Blazey almost impossible to touch, getting in damage here and there, while Hardy MJ not too afraid of trading his stocks for significant bouts of damage, trusting that Blazey's going to be able to pick up the slack. We're already seeing here in the opening, Kosalix and Wrenched both put on the right side of Mammoth Fortress, struggling to get back and contest the middle of the stage as Blazey siders him right into Hardy MJ's neutral air, or neutral light. But Kosalix,
oh my gosh!
Nicely done with that axe. That was really great. 2 downers and a ground pound. Another ground pound. He's edge guard Blazey on the right side, straight to the left. He's still going.
All right. Everybody, like, wasn't Kosalix a Lance player? What is happening right now? His axe is looking like one of the best in the business.
Yeah, he is playing incredibly well in this game one. Wrench, however, forced to recover, putting Kostlix in the 1v2, and Kostlix using the very last of his recovery tools to make it back to the stage. And despite all of the hits that Kostlix is getting through, Hardy MJ and Blazey have spent a greater amount of time on the stage. Oh, is this going to be
even trade?
It's been so incredibly even. Blazey fighting back unarmed now. We're just seeing how difficult it is for Kostlix to get a nice, strong hit. But there it is. The Cider comes through, and Kostlix is just, he's tearing through everybody. And it's been, I'm pretty sure he hasn't picked up Lance yet, right? We were talking about Axe.
Yeah.
That's the first time the weapon left his hands.
He was just hard focused. You know, it's himself. It's the embodiment of his character flexing on them, and he's just hitting them with those muscles over and over again. That Macho Man axe is actually Macho Man just flexed.
Yeah, Kostlix finally going down light sight air off the left of the spear. And we see Blazey just propelling around with the spear recovery, falling with the nair, and Kostlix now over to Lance. And that's what's terrifying to me, right? If Kostlix is doing that well on his offhand weapon, what's it going to be like now that the Lance is in his hands? And he's hit his opponents left and right. Hardy goes off. Cider gets through.
Time.
Is it double knockout? It's almost certainly a double knockout. Blazey just barely avoids one Cider, but the Cider gets through. And sure, it's late enough for the announcer not to say it, but we know Kostlix was able to get rid of both of his opponents right away and make the stocks 4-2.
Yeah, all right, so Kostlix just absolutely instrumental in this match. I honestly can't believe opening up on the axe like that, following up with this Lance play. Oh, but the quick handoff to stop that momentum. Can Kostlix survive? Wrench trying to give him, threads the needle just around that ground pound.
Yeah, that was very close and very quick thinking on Kostlix's part to go for the ground pound. He didn't manage to hit it on Hardy MJ, but he makes it back, and Wrench as well was in position to help Kostlix in case he ran out of jumps. Blazey gets the down light, down air recovery, and Wrench goes down shortly afterwards. The blue team evens things up right away. Let's see if they are, let's see what the red team's able to do. Wrench and Kostlix have been doing so well so far, but Hardy MJ is starting to get a lot of meaty hits onto both Kostlix and to Wrench. Blazey on the middle of the stage goes for the neutral six spike, doesn't quite hit, but doesn't get punished for it, and he goes in with a downlight down air. Jay's just straight down to go for the neutral at reset. He was going for that extra damage, really trying to catch them both off guard.
Oh man, now he's dribbling Kostlix. Everybody's in the knockout range. This match is dead even.
That's such a crazy read to be able to get that second down air midair, but Blazey nared away as he tries to recover high while Hardy MJ goes low, and now Hardy MJ in a 1v2. Let's see if he can hit one good axe Cider. Kostlix putting out those quick Lance recoveries. Too quick to react to, but still powerful in their own right. Wrench nares them to the side, and they're just slowly whittling them away.
Kostlix now back on over to the axe. Wrench is picking up a hammer. They've both got something that could surely seal victory. But now it's Wrench versus Hardy MJ. The 1v1.
Can Wrench return the favor from the previous game? Kostlix did so well in their last set, and Wrench with one placed ground pound secures the 2v1. Now is almost lost from them as Hardy MJ was able to take down Kostlix earlier than he expected. Game one goes to the red team.
That was way closer at the end than the beginning of this match would have belied. I mean, that was actually kind of crazy. I got to give props to Hardy MJ and Blazey for actually being able to tie up the stocks, tie up the damage without getting hit by anything significant, and bringing it all the way to the 1v1. I mean, yeah, the one marker goes on the board for Wrench and Kostlix, but man, I feel like there's not much momentum going into game number 2.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup, like I said, and it looks like it's going to continue being close. Kostlix and Wrench almost certainly opened up with a strong start. Kostlix being able to sweep the team both for both sets of stocks at the beginning. I don't know how to put it. Like when one went down, the other teammate went down as well, right? All the way to the very end where that 1v2 happened, and suddenly Hardy MJ made it look like it was a doable comeback. So going into game number 2, I didn't see the map we're picking, but Mammoth Fortress makes sense, and here we are. As we are going into game 2, let's see if the results are similar or if we'll have a very different game on our hands, as all the legends are the same as well as the stage.
You know, I always do kind of like to see this where you just run it back. Stage is the same, legends are the same. The only change is in your gameplay and adaptation.
Yes. And it certainly makes it a lot easier on us when it comes to the analytical commentary, right? Because we don't have to really think about too much about, like, okay, what's changed and how could this affect it? It's like, nope, they're running it back because, as we said, it was close. And it was the result of who landed a ground pound first.
It's the scientific approach. Change as few variables as possible.
Or no variables in this case, I suppose. Well, the variables are the comp.
Variables only your gameplay, and right now it's still that damage lead for Koslix and Wrenched.
Yep. No stock so far, but Koslix with the Lance opener this time instead of the axe he did so well before. Cider disarms Blazey, sends him flying, and Hardy MJ goes right in the same direction afterwards. Wrench with the scoop, forces the dodge off Hardy MJ, and I was like so hopeful that Wrench was going to be able to hammer Nair Hardy MJ off of the unarmed recovery from Koslix. It didn't happen, but I saw it. I was like, oh, maybe.
Beautiful handoff.
Great handoff indeed. And everyone's stocks are gone except for Wrench, who's been playing the stock tank pretty well so far this set. Throws his hammer away on accident. Koslix picks up the new one, but Wrench ain't down yet. And he is getting that damage in. Blazey, recovery, evens things up, and Koslix just has to avoid the danger of a 1v2 between Hardy MJ and Blazey.
Man, Koslix now trying to find a way to land, but beautiful dodge by Blazey, immediately covered by Hardy MJ. So Koslix now the most damaged one on the field. You know he's looking for those dodge reads. He wants those Lance 0 deaths, but he hasn't been able to get any of them this set.
Oh man, Wrench took a plethora of axe blows there, but Blazey with the knockout on the left side, dominating this game, taking out Koslix, really highlighting how well he plays on the Satori, having credit for all of those knockouts and dominating while on the second stock. Now Wrench getting knocked away from Hardy MJ and immediately going over to help Blazey deal with Koslix. Oh, look at that! The weapon throw to the side air alley-oop, so much damage. The lead going in the blue team's favor really well so far.
Yeah, Blazey and Hardy MJ really starting this leapfrog style. They're getting great coverage for each other, so that way you usually don't even get to tag them before their teammate comes in and makes you just pay for the trouble.
Oh man, everyone's going down now. That was such a crazy
like dominoes.
It was such a crazy recovery scenario on the right side of the stage where Wrench dive kicked Blazey as they both got hit away by the same side air, and they were both unarmed, jumping to get back to the stage. I think Blazey actually had a sword. I digress. The point is that they both barely made it back and then went down anyways. Now Hardy MJ, the one left with 2 stocks,
slaps.
Hit away by the side air. Koslix just has to do his best not to go down. And man, game 2, just as close as game 1.
Oh man, you see Koslix, such a focused target. Has plenty of options to make it to that bottom corner, even with a little bit of coverage.
Whoa, red team kind of making me nervous there with how much they were hovering over the bottom of the stage. Hardy MJ and Blazey had no interest in going down and entertaining them.
Spiked?
Oh,
he's okay, he's okay.
And Wrenched even positioned underneath the stage to nair him, but Koslix makes it back the second he tries to touch the stage. Now Wrench has to navigate between Blazey and Hardy MJ. And a 1v2 that Hardy similarly experienced in the last game, only this time I don't believe anyone on the blue team is a Sair away from death. In fact, I think this game is a lot harder for Wrench as he gets neutralized away. Weapon throw dodge.
Perfect dodge. That neutral light, that's gotta close it out. Blazey and Hardy MJ going on the board, tying up the set 1-1.
And that means, as you said, 1-1. Where are we going to game number 3? And I'm curious if we're just going to go into Mammoth every single game. When the matches are this close, it oddly benefits both teams, right, to go back. Because they can both say, we just have to play a little bit better. Everything's working out fine. We'll be able to take the game next time. It's going to be up to whether the team picking the stage in the next set of bands is the one thinking, all right, we're losing steam, we're losing momentum, let's not go back to Mammoth, let's change something up. And it looks as though the thing that's being changed is Koslix switching off of the Macho Man onto Scarlet. Not too crazy. Koslix definitely has that, like, primary colors, right?
Yep.
Of the 3 Lance Legends that he likes to switch between. And Scarlet is one of them. Having the hammer instead of the axe. And Mammoth is banned out. Yeah, so
definitely, all right, yeah, look at this. Shipwreck left open, Miami Dome left open, Apocalypse still slightly smaller walls, because Koslix, he's going to be looking to cover those with slide charge down signatures, the hammer side signature, even just edge the corner guard with the lance down signature. He's got a ton of options that he works to great effect.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, where I was like, hey, look at those stages. Scarlet's side sig is really good on all those. And Apocalypse, it appears, will be the stage That is the least egregious for the blue team. Miami Dome, while the walls are a little bit bigger than Apocalypse's, it provides those static platforms that, as you said, the slide charge down sigs on Hammer are just so easy to position from.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a little bit of like the not the worst, not the best, right? We're not going to Shipwreck where Scarlet gets Total Rainbow. We're not going to Miami Dome either. So here we are on to game number 3, 1-1. Hardy MJ and Blazey trying to get control of the center stage as Cossix has been doing really well with the lance so far. And some friendly fire gives Cossix the upper hand. Wrench on the right side. Trying to down
you
air
see
through.
how far Blazey gets knocked by these side airs, and particularly that Scarlet neutral signature. That's just because Scarlet has such a high strength stat. She's going to deal a ton of damage with each hit and a ton of force. So somebody like Hattori that doesn't have the most armor is really going to feel it.
Oh, good job by
Oh
Cossix.
my gosh, Blazey
Wait, he didn't
sniping
keep
out, getting the double for that play. That was phenomenal. And Hardy with the projectile support.
So let me think. Cossix got he was side airing when he got hit by the weapon throw. I'm wondering where his dodge was because I thought he just hit an opponent. Either way, we'll look at the replays for it later. Stocks completely evened up. It was a really crazy edge guard scenario for the red team. And a great sider from Hardy MJ, and now we're evened up. Cossix stuck in the recovery. Hardy MJ on the left side of the stage goes over to help Wrenched, and now we are just dead even on damage for everybody except for Blazey, who is continuing to get those hits in here and there.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the hallmark of Blazey's play. It's that Pixie character using Hattori's high speed to just kind of do this hit and run style. And man, it's been working out this match in particular. Plenty of handoffs, beautiful knockout. Wrench now down to his final stock. Cossix may be short to follow. There it is.
That was such an amazing, like, mental setup there. Hardy MJ went for the weapon throw upwards to cover any high recovery that Cossix was going to do. In sync, Blazey went over for the ground pound, so that he was hitting downwards with the ground pound as the weapon rose up. If Cossix spent a fraction of a second paying attention to the weapon throw, he wasn't going to be ready for the ground pound. Stock goes away, and Hardy MJ and Blazey are dominating Cossix on the Scarlet in game number 3. He's almost already going to be gone. One hard-hitting Tarot signature, and that's going to be it. Ground pound misses. Wrench fighting back, and Hardy MJ goes down because they take Blazey as well. Oh, but that friendly fire.
Oh, beautiful clear from Wrench.
Yes.
Brought the stocks even, so they still have a chance.
A chance they have indeed, but Cossix took so much damage before the stocks weave it up. Blazey narrowing him away, and Hardy MJ and Blazey, they know who it is. Cossix, no weapon, take him down. They're both over there. Wrench coming in for the support.
So this is kind of something that we saw in one of their previous sets, where Wrenched was just a hair's breadth away from death, and he was kind of baiting the opponent team to come, and then Cossix would come clean in behind him. So Wrenched was kind of filling that role, but man, he's taken enough damage now. He's in the orange, left alone. This is going to be tough.
Oh, and Blazey with the call out. Used the downlight and then the delayed neutral sig afterwards. Definitely not a true combo, but it will catch an opponent sleeping that thinks that they're just going to get hit by the usual D-Light side air or D-Light recovery. Nice finisher by Hardy MJ. Game number 3 goes over to Blazey and Hardy MJ in a really convincing fashion.
Yeah, they were in control that entire match. So Apocalypse, you know, choosing the least of the 3 evils that they were opposed with definitely worked out for them. And now,
I'm excited.
Hello.
We
We
don't
have
see it,
a legend swap.
Yes, and what was interesting is that they left open Mammoth Fortress this time, and now Wrenched has an opportunity to really show off a legend that we've rarely seen in competitive play, Mako. A legend that, this may not have been the map that we decided to pick off, but I believe the legend pick is the actual selection coming out from Wrenched. Mako, greatsword and Katars. Wrenched, a Katar main through and through. This is a legend that he was incredibly excited for on release. We haven't seen him play it too much, but bringing it out when their backs are against the wall in game number 4 is going to be very exciting to see indeed.
Yeah, I'm very curious just because, you know, I know there was a time Wrenched put a ton of work into learning greatsword. It's by far the most complex weapon in the game just because of how its light kit works, where you do your first attack on the ground and that's your opener. You have the option to go into 3 different bridges, and then from there you can go into the different finishers. So you get these kind of like 3-round bursts with your light attacks, and you have the option of some movement in between to kind of break that up. It's not the easiest thing to play, definitely takes some practice and memorization as far as when you want what attacks to come out. But man, I'm just eager to see that blended in with Wrench's guitar play. I think this could give them a decent edge.
One of my favorite things about watching Greatsword as well is the fact that, like, if you gravity cancel the light attacks, they're almost like little mini bonus signatures, right? Because you go straight to the finisher, and the properties of some of those moves change. One of my favorite things is gravity cancel downlight on Greatsword, where you do the spin the wind
my gosh.
as you descend. It is
that
absolutely
whirlwind.
one of my favorites. And it looks like it was actually an accidental legend pick from Koslix, who wanted to go back to the Macho Man that he had so much success with in game number 1, whereas Wrenched is now staying on the Mako as we go back to Mammoth Fortress. Apocalypse just wasn't doing it for him. And here we go, Wrenched on Mako. Guitars and Greatsword coming in for game number 4. Can they bring it to a game 5, or are Blazey and Hardy MJ going to get in the top 3 to fight against Cody, Travis, and Faison? We're about to find out.
Ooh, getting that hand off. Hardy MJ taking a ton of damage. Guitar ground pound, almost knocking him out there.
Oh, and Wrenched went for the read, dodged in place, wasn't able to get the grab pound as Hammer with the recovery, catches him before the move hits. And Wrenched lets Hardy MJ back out of the stage, but the Greatsword's picked up and he tries to get that recovery. So much power behind that move, but Koslix finishes it off. The down sig doesn't catch Blazey in the middle of the air as Wrenched with Mako falls to that down air. Awesome thing about Greatsword as well, just being able to use the aerials as the starter in those light attack chains, right?
Oh, yeah.
Being able to land with it, you could go straight into the bridge. So much more could come out from
Oh
Wrench
my
on the
gosh.
And he doesn't
That could have been disastrous for Hardy MJ. Wrench was looking for the dodge. He got the read. The distance was just a little bit off. So now they managed to tie up the stocks. It's 2 across the board. But man, this game is neck and neck. It bodes well, especially since Wrench and Koslix, they need to score this in order to stay in the tournament.
Wrench is really looking alive on the guitars with Mako as well. Before with Sentinel, I felt like he was playing a much more defensive approach, but at this game, it looks so reckless that it's actually benefiting the team because he's been doing so many of these crazy offstage exchanges, even trying to unarmed ground pound a Hammer player. We see him with the recovery on to Hardy MJ, and he immediately just goes back and looks to see who he can hunt down. Oh, and he dodges the downlight from Blazey. Hardy MJ fighting back against Koslix, goes for the sides, and he gets sided straight into the wall. Can Wrench get it? Oh, I thought he was going to stare him for sure.
Slap.
He does. He just stares him so delayed that neither of us expected it. And Hardy MJ goes down to the right. And by us, I mean me and Hardy MJ. Maybe you did, TWK.
Yo, he caught me too. Like, that slap was beautiful.
It was definitely like a jump and a half later than I expected, and I guess that just applied to everybody else in the game. And now the red team is in the lead for the first time in a while, and Koslix is popping off on the lance. He gets scooped away, but that's not the stock just yet, and he saves Wrench from what could have been doom from Blazey hitting that downlight, but the side stick will finish off the stock, and now Koslix just has to survive long enough for Wrench to get a weapon, and he fails at that mission. It is now tenuously in the blue team's lead.
And it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, that's just like technically if we look at the numbers, they were in the lead, but now Hardy MJ with the most damage is at risk of putting Blazey into a 2v1 scenario. Let's see what they can do as Wrench is looking for that neutral light opener. Can't quite get it to connect, and Blazey gets a team combo on the Koslix.
Look at all that damage.
Oh, and Koslix finally fights back, but at what cost? So much health is gone, and Hardy MJ with a dodge at the opener from Wrench. Wrench just can't get any of these light attacks to connect.
Yeah, he's trying to get some of them going. He had that one string, and I love seeing Koslix backdash consistently to stay ahead of it because it let him follow up with that, you know, just a lance neutral air. I'm sure they would love for it to be more, but at least it was something.
Oh man, Koslix gets downlight sidered away.
Oh no!
The grab pound knocks Koslix to the wall. The downer finishes the job. Wrench already used his recovery, but he siders Blazey to the wall, and the grab pound takes the stock. Wrenched with Mako in a 1v2 against Hardy MJ for game number 4. If Wrench loses this, they're out of the tournament, but he recovers Hardy away from the gravity cancel neutral sig. Weapon picked up, and now Hardy MJ without a stock and Wrenched. You could hear the Jaws theme playing as he goes across the stage to the side sig, and now with the Greatsword, puts in the down sig, doesn't catch anything from Hardy, and he picks up the axe with the recovery hits. Not enough power on the weapon to be able to finish the stock of the downer, misses, no dodge for Wrenched, and the sider goes through. Oh, they're both just barely whipping finishers.
My gosh!
That's it. Hardy with the hard read, hits him with the sider after 2 jumps. Wrenched expecting the nair after the sideline, but that's not what Hardy MJ gave him from that last hit. And the game goes in favor of Hardy MJ and Blazey, 3-1 over Wrenched and Koslix.
Man, oh, what a tense finish. I mean, I thought we were going to go to game 5. Wrench certainly looked like he was hunting just that shark in the water, but Hardy MJ is like, no, we don't need a bigger bull. We got the right bull right here.
Look at that. That side light into the double jump nair. Who in their right mind would do that, right? I know like, any Axe player gets a side light, they're like, okay, nothing's true out of side light. I got to go for the free damage. Hit the nair afterwards. But Hardy MJ, multiple times over the set, would hit a move that would naturally lead into something else, and instead of using that natural option, jumps again, catches opponent off guard, and gets that extra damage, and in that case, the stock. What an amazing play from Hardy MJ in that 1v1 scenario. Really well played and well deserved for that team going on into top 3 lower finals to fight against Cody Travis and Faison.
Yeah, a number of upsets all throughout the day. Definitely a breakout performance for them as a doubles team, because I don't think anybody would have predicted them to have that many upsets in a row. Absolutely phenomenal. And now they've got arguably their toughest match ahead of them. Cody Travis and Faison waiting there in losers finals. Are they going to be able to keep this ball rolling?
This could potentially be one of the coolest storylines that we've ever had in Brawlhalla Esports, because they just got off of beating seeds 4 and 3, and all that's left is seeds 2 and 1, right? And that's what's so awesome about their run so far, is that they've just been fighting progressively harder opponents. They're doing the boss rush from the bottom up, and now you can see the seeds right there with the power rank, right? Hardy MJ at 13, Blazey at 56. What are Cody and Faison at? 1. They are the top team right now, next to Boomy and Sandstorm. If there was ever like both of these players are at 1 right now, it would be the 2 teams that are sitting in grand finals and lower finals. And Hardy MJ and Blazey are there against all odds, fighting against them. And they just took down Kostelix and Wrenched 3-1. And they 3-0'd Santi and Simba. And those 2 teams were Boomy and Sandstorm and Cody Travis and Faison's opponents in the winner's side of top 8. What an amazing run from them, and it's just getting better. I'm so excited for this best of 5 that is coming up.
So now here's the thing. This is the redemption match. This is kind of the double jeopardy, the run back, because in winner's quarters final, to make it into top 8, it was Cody Travis and Faison versus Hardy MJ and Blazey. That set did finish earlier today with a 3-1 victory for Cody and Faison. So, you know, it's going to be, all right, how much could you learn? What kind of things do you have coming up in this rematch to try and change history?
That is very exciting indeed, and they proved that they can take a game off of the #1 team in North America. Can they take more than that? They're going to have to if they want to continue this amazing lower bracket run, where they have taken down the top 4 and top 3 seeds with only the top 2 remaining. Let's see how they're able to do as we're going into stage striking and into game #1 of lower finals.
All right, let's go. Still rocking the Teros and Hattori for Hardy MJ and Blazey. Faison and Cody Travis rocking the Kaya and back to the Barasa.
3, 2, 1.
Yes, the Barasa is what Cody's been opening up with. And Cody, it's interesting watching him develop as a doubles player, where it was almost entirely Barasa. Oh, Blazey getting pitched on top of it. It was entirely Barasa.
Could you imagine?
For so long, and now he's really expanded his repertoire to where he has characters that he picks in certain situations that can provide him advantages depending on the matchup and the maps, as we saw before with the Thatch and the Lord Drax. But here he is with the Barasa, doing so well against Hardy MJ and Blazey so far in game #1. Game pretty even, with Cody being the one that's taking the least amount of damage, and that friendly fire, red team is happy to see that side to connect with Faison.
Yeah, I mean, they've got quite a gap to make up, because Cody, you know, he's only gotten tapped a couple times, and he's got all that defense. Oh no, Hardy MJ falling first, just about a minute in. Blazey dipping under that axe, gonna make it back to stage.
Ooh, and the first stock, as you said, goes over to the blue team. Cody waits patiently to see what Hardy's going to be going for there, and failing gets a nice side light. Blazey, down light, down air recovery, hitting that so consistently throughout the day, but Blazey goes off the stage anyways, and that ground pound, oh man, if he held that for a little bit longer. I wasn't sure if Hardy was like at the pixel edge of not getting hit, but man, that was close.
Oh, the clash, the save, and the deny.
Wow, that was so, man, the counter save from Cody, being able to see that going, I know exactly what to do, but Blazey returning that knockout with the down stick, but that was only after being down 3 stocks to 6.
Yeah, that was just such a wild offstage interaction. I mean, we can slow-mo through that one like crazy because it was just the perfect setup of I know that you know that I know that you know.
Yeah, those was beautiful moments, which is what we watch this high-level 2v2 for, right? That stuff that you don't get to see every day in Brawlhalla. And man, Hardy flying out there with that chase dodge, getting that dagger onto Cody regardless. Blazey just dodging right through Cody's neutral light and comboing the entire enemy team. Blazey covering phase on Hardy MJ trying to cover Cody, but they both make it back, and Cody with the side stick catching them off guard. Neutral stick's not able to connect, and phase on's trying to recover against Hardy as the Cider comes through recovery, does not get the spike. Blazey with one dash jump down air, or trying to make this game in their favor as that Cider hits both of them. Snipes one, can they get the other? Oh,
all right, Blazey has just been blazing across this map, blazing through these stocks. I mean, the past minute and a half, 2 minutes, he's been the hardcore favorite for MVP.
All right, it's going to be all up to Hardy MJ to survive in a way that doesn't put Blazey at a disadvantage, and that's going to be so tough. That recovery just went down. He's gone. 2 pogos from Phazon, deleted before Blazey was able to do anything about it, and now Blazey is in a 1v2 against 2 fresh stocks against some of the best players in the world.
Ooh. Little bit of a lucky drop there for Blazey, you know. Cody and Phazon, they have those practice 2v2 combos, so being able to survive and get another chance after getting tagged by a standard opener, that's huge.
You know that pixie style of gameplay that you were talking about that Blazey has when it comes to just being this tiny creature that nobody can touch? That moment there, like, I know he got knocked down, but I watched nine team combo starters happen there, and all of them got interrupted by how well Blazey was able to maneuver around the next follow-up. He was just chase dodging up and down, hitting neutral light, going for a weapon throw, just stopping them whatever he can to last as long as possible. That was such an amazing case study of why Blazey can live as long as he does while getting as much damage in as he does. Great win from Phazon and Cody, but a really entertaining struggle in the 2v1 that I'm not used to seeing Cody and Phazon have.
Yeah. I mean, it's really just they weren't able to nail down those practice combos that they have, and that's kind of been a hallmark of their gameplay, even working those in during the fray of natural combat. Phazon getting caught out a little bit. Hardy MJ likewise on his team. Oh my gosh, into the double neutral sig. Yes.
Yeah, really great job, because Phazon was able to find that opportunity off the back of getting a ton of damage and getting sent off the left side of the stage. Hardy MJ similarly coming back. Oh, that side sig just catches Cody completely off guard, and now Phazon, no dodge, neutralized into the neutral sig, bounced off the stage, disarmed. Great damage from them. Cody just being able to come in to provide some relief, but Phazon's so close to being able to lose the stock now. And that's it.
Oh my gosh. Massive turnaround here, Hardy MJ and Blazey. That was just commanding first stocks.
Oh, and Cody and Phazon are both trying to take these stocks down. There goes Blazey, but not enough.
Oh my god. Oh!
Okay, smart.
I like, you see Blazey kind of turn around like, maybe I could have tried to save him, intersect his trajectory, but then it was just the immediate, all right, I'm not going to sit on red while my teammate's coming back fresh. Let's just reset our damage. We still have the lead.
And look at what happened as a result. They got 2 double team combos on the Cody and Phazon. One of them resulting in a neutral sig setting Phazon off the right side of the stage. And such an amazing damage lead came from that intelligent decision from Blazey to see his teammate fly past him and go, you know what, I think I'll join you. And now we're seeing a really great lead being taken down by the red team. But Cody and Phazon are fighting back. Now that they've got it a little messed up, disjointed. One down sig hits, can he get the second one? I thought he was going to down sig again, honestly. I was like, why not? But smart from Hardy MJ to go for the weapon starve instead. And some damage on the Phazon right as the iframes end. Give them that extra credit that they're looking for here in game number 2.
Oh my gosh, the perfect send, that maximum vertical right at the peak above Taros.
See, I knew the second down sig was happening. I just didn't know when, right? That's
the trick of the day, you know. Just add a little bit of an extra pause, a little longer than anyone would think.
And you know what? That's funny that you say that, because I was totally being sarcastic when I said that, but I'm realizing now that that is actually the analysis that I've provided for Hardy MJ and his playstyle, right?
Whoa!
And so,
all right, that was just a save. That was just a save. I don't know if it was intentional. I think he might have been just trying to bust up the combo follow-up, but Hardy MJ should have died like 15, 20 seconds earlier. It was Blazey's uppercut with the reduced team damage force on it that actually saved his stock.
And Blazey was able to survive while Hardy MJ came back, but he's taking a ton of damage. One more axe recovery like that could be the end of the stock. They need to focus down phase on Cody. I'm surprised that Hardy MJ didn't sidelight Cody off of that whiffed side sig. And Blazey's one Sarah away now. He has taken so much damage. Tori not to take his legend, but ooh, man, Hardy MJ putting in the work, gets the recovery on phase on it. Now Cody in a 1v2. Oh, can they even up the set? That would be so crazy. Cody following with that sider, though. He knows. He just needs one straight hit on the Blazey, and he gets the 1v1 that he's looking for.
The handoff. Not
Recovery's
yet enough.
off.
He's more machine than man. It's going to take more than that to knock him out. Uh-oh,
what?
side
He's
signature
insane.
earns the 1v1.
If that whiffed, that would have cost him the game, but it didn't, and that's why he is power ranked 1 and 2s and not me. Recovery hits, and Hardy MJ just barely avoids the blast zone. The falling Nair puts Cody in a similar position, and Hardy MJ
Oh my
him with the
gosh.
weapon throw. The Nair hits. All right, can he get the mind games onto Cody just like that he did against Reds to the 1v1 the last set? I'm treating this game like a game 5, and that's because I feel like it's so crucial for the red team to get this
my
game.
gosh.
And he does it with the gravity cancel downlight into recovery, just barely 750 damage done coming in for Hardy MJ at the Teros, and they bring the set to game 3, 1-1, and that is massive when you're going against the power ranked first team in the region. What an amazing play from Hardy MJ. Cody Travis came so close to winning those 1v2s, and I swear to WK, all of these 2v1s that we've been seeing in top 4 today, I'm giving in favor of the one. You know, it's been so close where they're able to take out one teammate and almost bring it back. It's been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the most fun things to see in 2v2 is just kind of when you have that imbalance. You get the underdog story in the course of 5 minutes. So seeing those 1v2 comebacks is always something special.
So now it's game 3, 1-1. Hardy MJ and Blazey just took a game off of Cody Travis and Phazon, which is they've now doubled their wins against this team in the Summer Championship. They only got one win of them, one against them in the previous best of 5 on the winner side of the bracket. Now on the lower side, they've evened up the set, and Phazon is back to what we know him best on, right? He's on Val. And he's really putting in the damage. He's barely taking any himself. Cody with the recovery up the top. Blazey's gone in under 40 seconds. Hardy MJ is running for his life. Dodges one neutral stick, gets the Sarah through. Sidelight Nair as well. Some extra damage, but man, Phazon's just now entering orange. And the red team's got some work to do to be able to bring this game back from the lead that the blue team has taken as that sider hits, and that's 6 stocks to 4.
Ooh, covering the spot dodge. Oh no, but the ground pound, Phazon in trouble. All right, manages to touch, get back. Now trying to stabilize their position back onto stage.
Oh, Blazey getting up that sider there. Phazon gets the Nair, and it looks like a team combo for the blue team. No, Phazon gets hit away. Blazey's taking so much damage, and Hardy MJ after the neutral light gets nared. Cody finally goes down, but Blazey and Hardy MJ aren't able to capitalize on the Phazon at the same time, and Phazon continues with the extra credit, but he decides to reset.
Yeah, making that choice and making it quickly, because any extra time that you hesitate on it is just time wasted that you could have spent back in the mix.
Yep, and there's not much more else to say there. He knows that if he continued getting knocked back at that stock where he wasn't damaged enough to lose the stock, Cody could have been in danger of going down to 1 stock faster than he would go down to 2. And now we're in a scenario where we're having both the red team trying to recover at the same time. Phazon gets 1 stock, and they get the other one. Blazey jumping all the way around. The neutral connects. That's a double knockout. Man, Phazon looking beautiful on the Val.
Yeah, this Val switch definitely looking like Phazon just kind of returning home. It gives him a little bit of that extra speed so that way he can keep track of Blazey a little bit better. And, you know, I think the Gauntlets and Sword are a pretty good matchup for covering that space.
Hardy MJ nearly lost that last stock off the top to Cody. Now they're looking for that team combo onto Phazon.
Uh-oh, the handoff. Tried to get it back into another signature. Cody still unarmed, now getting tagged again.
Oh man, they've missed it twice, but it's so cool. That is a Hattori Taro special. Hardy MJ go for the neutral stick to bounce them off into a Hattori side stick or neutral stick, but it was just a little bit too fast for them to get the knockouts, and that could cost them the game if they're not able to get these quickly. One sider comes through, but the second sider doesn't, as Phazon sidelights his way through all of the attacks, but finally goes down to Blazey as the stocks are evened up.
Yeah, Blazey wasted no time in sniping out Phazon, just being like, all right, you're going to try and stall, let your teammate get back in, sniping that bottom corner with the spike.
Phazon came so close to ground pounding Hardy MJ. He gets sidered into a side light. That is so much
danger.
damage. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. He's absolutely gone.
There are some really cool moments in Brawlhalla doubles where I see somebody get hit by multiple moves, but they get knocked back nowhere, and I'm like, I know that you just took like 100 damage in an instant.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of those moments. Oof. Party MJ is gone, and Blazey now in the 1v2, and this is looking tough. Cody and Phazon get the setup. That's it.
Oh! With the ground bounce, I don't think they intended to actually smack Cody on the top of the head as well, but that's going to be the 2-stock victory for Cody and Phazon, giving them the set advantage. 2-1, they're now on set point.
So if Hardy MJ and Blazey had any pocket legend picks, any crazy stage changes that they were going to bring out, they're going to do it now. But I have some confidence they're going to be sticking with what they've got, and they are. And we're going back to Mammoth Fortress with Phazon on this Val. Phazon switched to the Val, increased the difficulty level of this matchup for Hardy MJ and Blazey tenfold. It was so much more difficult going into game number 3. Multiple double knockouts coming out from Phazon as well. Let's see if they've made the adaptations necessary going into game 4, because if they lose this, the scoreline is going to be exactly the same as it was in winner's quarters. Looks like this map pick is not correct. It's either the map or the legend. Which one is it?
Yeah, something's got to change. You know, I don't think Hardy MJ and Blazey would switch legends here. I really don't see it. I'm going to guess on a map change. Who knows? Maybe it's just a skin change.
Possibly. We'll see in a little bit. It could be a number of things. But I am confident that Hardy MJ and Blazey are going to be sticking with this team composition. They've got so many things that are set up for it. It works so well together. And we're seeing they've got some unique team combos and follow-ups off of their signatures. If they were able to get them to connect, it's really hard in the midst of a battle against a team like Cody, Travis, and Phazon, but we're seeing the beginnings of them happening, and I'm excited to see what they develop on as we go into game number 4. 1 game away for Cody and Travis and Phazon to win the set, move into the lower side of Grand Finals, and get that rematch against Boomy and Sandstorm.
Yeah, so this is going to be very telling. Can Hardy MJ and Blazey fight off this now enraged raid boss to stay on the board?
We're going to find out as that clash comes through. Hardy MJ not able to get the damage on the Phazon, and the first weapons go over to the blue team as Hardy MJ is the last one to pick up a hammer and takes a ton of damage for his trouble. Oh, but he gets the recovery from Cody. He gets the recovery again. Can he get Cody one more time? No, Cody dips down and Phazon's able to save him, but he took so much damage. That's twice that the actual recovery got stopped. The side stick disarms him. So much damage onto Cody at the beginning of this game 4.
Yeah, especially where Cody usually ends up being the stock tank on the team, especially because he's got that Barraza defense. This could be very unsettling.
Let's see if Cody's able to bring it back. That ground pound from Phazon started too early, was able to get interrupted, but Cody has found his bearings in the center of the stage, has the blasters, tries to Serum, but Hardy dips right underneath him, downlights him away, and Phazon hits the recovery on Blazey with one more of those, which certainly spells doom. Side air connects. Oh man, it's so close. But Cody with the raw ground pound gets sidered away, but the friendly fire benefit, the less knockback and less damage on a teammate, saves Blazey, and that trade is absolutely worth it as the red team just inches into the lead.
Oh, Phazon just knocking Hardy MJ wide, but couldn't avoid Blazey coming in for the coverage. So now it's a 2-stock lead, but man, they could just fall like dominoes immediately.
What was cool about that D-Light recovery is that he still got to connect even after the weapon throw from Hardy MJ. Really nice from Blazey not to lose focus there. And now they're getting the extra credit, and this is really where it starts to matter. Phazon and Cody so used to them resetting right after they lose their stocks. That side air gets it, but Blazey, okay. There we go. Double knockout. As I said, they were just, you know what, maybe that's fine. If they took a little bit more damage, it would have been to the point where I would say it's a super solid lead for the red team. But here, it could be any team's game.
Yeah, especially with Cody just chunking all these massive axe blows onto the red team.
Hardy MJ's got to be careful about Cody Travis on axe. There has been multiple times where after a sidelight and air, Cody has gotten a jumping recovery and hit Hardy MJ towards the top of the stage at low damage. Hardy MJ has been hit by that constantly, and as a result,
has him
that
unarmed
lead
now.
is looking gone. Oh, but Phazon down that side air. Who's going to take the first stock? It's so close for game number 4.
Oh, beat out the recovery. Hardy MJ, they're just smacking him wide every time and then taking a steady approach against Blazey.
All right, Cody.
Oh,
weapon
no.
Throw, double weapon throw. Doesn't get the second one of Blazey. Gets the recovery on the way back. Hardy MJ takes Phazon off the top. Super close game. Who goes down first, Cody or Blazey? Cody finds him off stage, but the recovery connects, and Cody takes the lead. And now Hardy MJ has to make sure he takes no damage here. One nair comes through. That's great. Doing damage, not taking it. He's amazing. Downlight almost takes Cody off the top as well. And that is the Hardy MJ special. Side light, don't nair. Instead, double jump side air. And he always gets them as the opponents are trying to escape around his back. And now the stocks are dead even in game number 4.
Yeah, this has been a mirrored march towards the final. It's just been as soon as one team loses a member, the other one loses it in just the same fashion. You see the damage, again, just even across the board. This is so neck and neck.
Oh man, Blazey trying to get in with the sidelines. Hardy MJ gets one good nair on a Cody, and so close. Hardy MJ has resorted to Taro's instinct. Just get off the side of the stage and neutral sig. It's going to hit eventually. Oh, he went for the side sig, but Faison side sig came too quickly. Faison with the simultaneous side sig against Hardy MJ, gets the knockout. Blazey in the 1v2 fighting for their tournament life. Nair hits, no punish from Faison. Blazey, we saw him escape the over 9 team combo attempts from Faison and Cody the previous 1v2, and he's doing it again. Hits one Sarah,
my gosh.
hits the recovery. Can he get one of these knockouts? The sider hits him away, and he's one hit from a KO, but he has been getting so many of these hits through, and Faison and Blazey staring each other in the face. Who's gonna get it? Side sig misses. Blazey in between both of them. Delay recovery. That's it. Faison and Cody Travis knock down Hardy, MJ, and Blazey and get the rematch against Boomy and Sandstorm.
Man, so they're going to get the rematch. History repeated itself. Again, a 3-1 victory for Cody Travis and Faison in this particular matchup. But now it falls to Cody and Faison to try and change their own past history of a 3-1 against Boomy and Sandstorm in Winners Final.
Man, what an incredible set. Really want to give out credit to Hardy, MJ, and Blazey. We saw where they were power ranked in doubles before Summer Championship. I am certain that's going to skyrocket as they took down many hard hitters, getting third with the only teams above them being seeds 1 and 2. Well played, and an incredible job from Cody Travis and Faison as well to make the adaptations to not lose to that up-and-coming team. A ton of pressure is always on the veterans when it comes to fighting against the players that are coming out and just getting better and better every tournament that you're in. But Cody Travis and Faison are showing that they're still amongst the best to potentially the best in North America if they can take down Boomy and Sandstorm in grand finals.
All right, so these are now, again, the two teams that kind of everybody's been watching. You know, throughout last year and into this year, it's always been these two duking it out for that top spot. Who's going to take first? Who's going to take second? Cody and Faison, such a powerhouse. Boomy and Sandstorm, the multiple world champions. I honestly, do you think Cody and Faison, what kind of things might they change up now to try and, I don't know, change the course of Winners Finals to maybe reset this bracket, take first?
So I think the thing that's going to change the most is that Faison's going to be coming up with Val to start with. I am not, I'm looking at my screen. All right, yes. Okay. He has started with Val. I was guessing, but now, and I was just thinking because of that last game, his performance improved so much. There is definitely a team strategy behind the Kaya pick, but Val just might be what he needs in order to succeed in this 2's environment, whereas Cody Travis may very well start with the Vrax. It was carrying quite a bit against Boomy and Sandstorm towards the tail end of that best of 5. It's where they got most of their success, and a Val Vrax team, the double V, that will be interesting to see them go against Boomy and Sandstorm, considering whether or not Boomy and Sandstorm stick with Thor and Onyx. There's a potential that Boomy and Sandstorm bring out any number of team compositions as they have in the past. As I was talking about, Thor and Onyx, the Canon plus Thor composition, is something that they did a lot in the past but weren't doing so much recently. So seeing it back in action here now is very exciting, and also shows that they just have a number of strategies that they can use when the time comes for it.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. I mean, hey, we saw it in the previous set. We've seen it all throughout this weekend. We've seen it in previous tournaments, that having those pocket picks of practiced characters that you can swap to just to, I don't know, set your opponents back on their heels a little bit, give them new information that they need to download and adjust to. It can really turn the tide in a set when used strategically. So I think, yeah, they're going to open up with that Thor and Onyx, but man, they've got a deep roster that they could pull from.
Yeah, and at the same time, after saying that and thinking about what you were saying and thinking about some other things, from what we've seen from Boomy and Sandstorm so far, it looks like they have a lot of stuff set up where Thor is the combo starter and Onyx finishes off any string with a signature. And I'm noticing And now that I think about it now,
And that
this is
corner
definitely
guard.
something that Boomy loves to do for any tournament, is prepare something brand new specifically for that tournament when it comes to doubles. And we saw Onyx finishing off team combos with side sigs, neutral sigs, down sigs, what have you. Not to mention that there's the edge guard set up as well. And we've seen them do this before, right? When Volkov's down sig was much more oppressive than it is now. They love doing those scenarios where it is as unfair as possible for their teammates to recover. And here's the opener that I was talking about, right? Cody and Phazon on Val and Vrax. These are the two legends that individually
my God.
they've had the most success with until this team combo started, in which case it doesn't matter what legend you're on.
Yeah, I'm glad they were able to split their directions because that could have been disastrous. I'm talking both stocks gone 15 seconds in.
Oh man, Boomy on the right side of the stage, just trying to position in a way to fight against Cody and Phazon here, who are now at a damage deficit, but seem to have taken control over center stage. Nair picks up, gets the ground pound. No! Interrupted by the quick weapon throw from Sandstorm. That had to have been as early as the weapon throw activates. If you do it too close, it won't be active. It'll go right through your opponents. But he was able to stop Phazon in the midst of that ground pound. And now damage evened up despite the shaky start. Oh no! That's really rare mishap coming out for Boomy and Sandstorm.
I mean, listen, he was expecting Boomy's attack to finish and knock Phazon into it, and they were just going to immediately go get that stock advantage. But, man, I got to tell you, Blue Team, phenomenal job busting that up and actually turning it into their stock advantage. That was a crucial turnaround.
And Phazon with the neutral sig catching Sandstorm off guard does end up losing that stock first regardless. And Cody, we haven't seen too many down sigs just yet, but that could change the second the game's evened up. Sandstorm still living.
Oh my gosh, Signature back into the pummeling and taking the stock off of Sandstorm, putting more damage onto Boomy.
Oh, the sides are getting ripped by Sandstorm right on the respawn, but Sandstorm took so much damage for it. It's such a cool trade of down airs. Both blasters and gauntlets so similar with the down air coverage and the side sig slide charged. Oh, Sandstorm giving it back. Boomy too focused on avoiding the down sig to save him, and the down sig takes him off the top anyways. This team combination from Phazon and Cody is so cool, and it's working out so well. Just a ton of high-tech alien attacks coming out from Vrax and Val.
I mean, it's the alien overlord, it's the cyborg. Cody, I mean, he is just proving that, asserting the dominance, expanding the empire with that down signature.
Oh man, Phazon doesn't even get the neutral sig there, but Cody barely damaged for what happened at the beginning of the game, and the down signature just flied, right? The first two hit, and all of a sudden the frequency of down signatures has massively increased. Lance finally picked up, but that Nair comes through, and I thought he was going to alley-oop him. Oh,
they were looking for spiked.
Uh-oh. This is a great start for the blue team.
Yeah, I mean, you said the frequency of those down signatures increased and the frequency of attacks just absolutely increased. So much damage flying onto the field. Boomy did manage to bring it down to final stocks, but not for long. So that's a quick game one for Cody, Travis, and Phazon.
Really solid play. I am curious to see what Boomy and Sandstorm do moving forward. I think they'll just get rid of Oh, they left Apocalypse open. Okay, we're running it back.
We're going back.
Yeah.
So watch these replays. That map's going to look really familiar for game number 2.
Yeah, really well played from Cody and Phazon. There was some great improvisation happening from both of them, especially with the Gauntlet downers and Blaster downers. There was a moment where I saw Sandstorm. He went to save Boomy from a side sig with an unarmed neutralite off of spawn, and in exchange got hit by Gauntlet down air into Blasters down air and the Gauntlet down air into Blasters down air. So it was pretty brutal. We're seeing a little bit of down air action from Cody, but Cody with that side air side light, and that's another thing that's terrifying about the Vrax Cody, right? It's like it's the most. I think it's the most dexterous blasters that are in the game. So he's just able. He's able to look so much faster than he already is with that weapon. Just with every little bit of frame that makes it like that much more optimal, having it be that high. The recovery comes through. Boomy almost being taken out the top. That down sig really close. But it's both of them, and Cody almost down sig Sandstorm on the way down.
Man, things are looking dire. Blue team definitely carrying all that momentum from the last game into the early stocks here. Phazon edgeguarding Boomy. Oh, just shy on the ground pound. Manages to get it the second time. They're covering. Man, Cody with that placement, I swear. Sandstorm
he is
taking the option. He just reset his damage. That was the call there, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's always really rough, though, to reset your damage in a scenario where you're not ahead, right? It always looks so strange. And Cody popping off the Lance's recovery, chase touches in there. He side six through everybody. He's fine with it because Phazon hasn't even lost his first stock yet. Weapon throw. Cody switching over to the blasters. Boomy can't even make it back down here to neutral light. Cody's not able to get the down light to go for the recovery afterwards, but man, is it looking rough. I mean, they're on the verge of six stocking Boomy and Sandstorm. Phazon jumps over the recovery, doesn't get the down air, but the scoop finally comes through, and Phazon's first stock goes down as well as Cody's, but man, this has been rough.
All right, I know they were looking for the alley-oop. Sandstorm getting it anyway. Oh my gosh, that was a ton of damage onto Phazon just as he came back. But Sandstorm trying to go for the taunt boom. He couldn't save him in time, and now he's in dire trouble.
Boomy, I loved it. It was a silly taunt, and it looked like a silly taunt, except that you considered it's the best way to stall your falling for your teammate to get there. Boomy's down there, just barely was able to scoop him up to the top, and now Sandstorm has one stock left while Boomy's on the verge of losing his last one. Phazon side stick doesn't hit, but Cody's definitely does. And they're on the verge of a 2-0 lead in grand finals, one game away from getting a handoff.
There it is.
That time, Cody didn't get bonked on the top of the head from the neutral sig, finishing off the side sig, and that's the team combo that I wanted to see in the previous matchup.
Yeah, and that catapults them onto a 2-0 lead in this set. They are poised to reset the bracket 3-0. I mean, looking like a completely different team than from winners finals.
One more game, get the bracket reset, and that means we're going into a best of 5 for those, I'm sure many of you are familiar with this now. But in grand finals, the winner has never lost a set. So if they do lose their grand final set, they get another opportunity because they're technically sent into the lower bracket. And that is what's going to happen here. If Cody and Phazon are able to take this 3-0, Boomy and Sandstorm with those W's next to their name in the bracket overlay will be turned into L's because both teams will have lost a set once to each other. It will be very exciting to see. However, if Boomy and Sandstorm reverse 3-0 this, that's it, and they will be the North America Spring Champions.
All right, we're going to the Dome. Pump the jams for this one. It's game number 3.
So if Phazon and Cody take this, they'll get the bracket reset, go to grand finals. There's a real shot they'll be able to take 2 seasonal championships in a row. And on top of all of that, the Spring Championship is the only seasonal championship that Cody needs to have all seasonals won in 2v2. It's the last seasonal championship that he has not taken. If he does this, he'll have a title for each seasonal. Winter, spring, summer, and fall.
He'll complete that seasonal gauntlet.
Yeah, it's one of those
He can
fun
snap
statistics.
whatever weather he wants.
So it doesn't matter the time of year. I can win at any point.
Oh my gosh, that was so much damage right there.
Side stick comes through. Phazon gets knocked away. Down sig almost hits Cody, and Cody gets the point blank recovery of the Lance. And Phazon hits him away into the alley-oop. The nice side stick. Great team combo from Cody and Phazon. The lead goes to them once again.
They're going to be hunting Boomy. Sandstorm almost getting the handoff onto Cody. Cody stabling back onto stage. He gets the handoff and the snipe onto Boomy. Not yet enough, though.
How does Cody know? How does he know when to stand still for the down sig or the slide charge? He hits them so often, it's gotta be so frustrating. He's so good with his racks. The side air from the blasters, hitting into the side air from Phazon. The ground pound caught by Sandstorm's nair, but with Cody's pressure, Sandstorm can't finish the stock, and it's 6 stocks to 4. Phazon going down shortly after I said that, making it 5 stocks to 4.
Cody still hanging on to this stock. You know he's going to try and turn as much damage as possible. Boomy cutting that short, saying not today.
Great weapon spawn in favor of Phazon. Picks it up, neutral sig lands on Boomy, but Boomy with that forward throw picks it up, goes to the downlight, and Phazon waits out Sandstorm's landing options, gets the recovery. Sandstorm's got nothing to make it back. He has to dodge, and that's it. Boomy too late to save, and now he's getting hit by the alley-oop from Phazon. Oh my God! Cody,
again,
Cody,
what is the accuracy? Somebody back on production, give us like an actual accuracy stat.
You know,
on
if
this.
we get the percentage, it's probably going to be something sad like 36.2%, but that's still high. It's really high for a
It's
bracket
really
down sig.
high, man.
He has hit.
You got to
Boomy
look
with
at
it
this
so
like
many
a
times.
batting average, you know?
Yes. A batting average where it wasn't their first time up to bat, so it's not a perfect score. Boomy and Sandstorm go down simultaneously. Only this time Sandstorm has no more stocks to go back, and it looks like Boomy and Sandstorm don't even want to think about this set. They just want to get to the bracket reset so that they can
Oh
focus
my
on it. And
gosh!
Cody just barely misses the recovery to finish off the team combo.
They're just freestyling.
Man.
They were freestyling for these last couple. Oh my gosh.
Weapon throw hits. Boomy struggling to make it back.
I respect this. Boomy trying his hardest, and he's putting the damage out. But man, he needs to be absolutely flawless. And Cody, the slide charge just bumped that percentage.
Cody, Travis, and Faison 3-0 Boomy and Sandstorm very convincingly from the lower bracket, and we get the grand finals bracket reset. In just an hour ago, winners finals, Boomy and Sandstorm convincingly knocked Cody and Faison down, where Faison was on Kaya the entire time and Cody was switching legends every game. Now, in the lower bracket, finding this composition of Val and Vrax are looking unstoppable. 4-stocked in game number 3. With so many down 6 from Cody Travis hitting on the Vrax, hitting Boomy constantly off the top of the stage, are we going to see a little bit of a legend swap coming out from Sandstorm? He has been losing these stocks on Onyx incredibly early, getting his recovery stuffed, getting read by Faison and Cody alike, and losing the stocks long before Boomy has an opportunity to be able to save him. We might be seeing a Zol come out, or even differently, a Koji.
Yeah, I'm expecting some sort of legend swap, especially because now we're in a fresh new set. This is where they can dig into that deep roster to try and get something to set Cody Travis and Faison onto their heels. But man, you know, in the world of the upper echelon, these high tiers of Brawlhalla gameplay, nothing is given, nothing is guaranteed. It is hard fought all the way. So Boomy kind of flashing the Thor, but a difference. Wait, Poe?
I'm seeing Poe.
Are we getting Poe?
We're getting Poe. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, Kung Fu Panda's in the grand finals. We've got Poe, the epic crossover for Wushang, partnered with Thor. Thor with a little bit of a skin swap going into game number 1 of the grand finals reset. And this is not totally crazy from Sandstorm. His gauntlets have been renowned ever since the Mordex openings from 2018 and 2019, and now on to the Poe. Going into game number 1 of this best of 5 is going to be potentially the answer for the unstoppable force that is Lord Vrax and Val.
All right, so getting into the nitty-gritty here. This is game 1 of grand finals post-reset. Sandstorm now over to this Poe, so the cannon is gone. Even though Onyx is still there in the avatar, the cannon's gone. It has been replaced by the spear, which has a phenomenal anti-air that could bode well, given the higher platforms, a little bit more verticality to this stage.
Yeah, Poe is... Okay, Poe is getting beat up a little bit at the start, but that's okay. That's part of the I'm pretty sure the first movie. That's like part of the storyline.
That's like
right?
3/4 of the first movie is
Poe's
just
just getting beat up constantly. This is fine. He does the skadoosh at the end, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Anybody who hasn't seen it, right? We're getting
spoilers for like a decade-old movie.
Oh no. Okay, they're fighting back. They took a ton of damage, but you know what happened during all of that? Woo! Cody actually went down first, so that means that red team's in the lead. And Sandstorm on Poe is trying to make it back. And something that I want to talk about before that team combo started is that I think Wushang, or Poe in particular this time, is one of the best legends at punishing people who jump habitually. Right?
Yes.
It's like every single neutral sig, everything is just coming out to cover those jumps. If you hit them out of a combo and they're trying to jump away, you're going to catch them. And we might be able to see that here in this game as he picks up the spear, because spear and gauntlets alike, the neutral sig has the same essential properties.
Yeah, they're going to helicopter right up in that 45 and just move forward, covering a ton of different dodge options. Spear slap number 1, sending Faison wide. Boomy guarding the corner. They're trying to catch Cody's landings as well. Look at how much space they're covering simultaneously.
Another cool thing about Poe is that the down sig, while charging, displaces Poe's hitbox. So he won't be targetable by the ground. You have to be able to jump to hit him, and it covers that area right beneath him. And that side sig so crazy fast, you don't get the full move if you miss, so it's actually pretty safe to whip. All stocks even, Downlight Sider takes Cody down, and the lead goes into favor of Boomy and Sandstorm off of this Poe swap.
Quick handoffs, they're chasing Cody high. Man, Cody definitely playing this last stock of his incredibly carefully. He's staying at max range, just trying to play a heavy support position, just coming in when it suits him.
Okay, Boomy dipping underneath the stage. Faison not going for a down air or a ground pound off of that side light, but the side gets Boomy and Sandstorm Gets the down to.
Oh!
The save from Cody. That saved Faison. Absolutely. That down sig accuracy coming through. The double knockout from the down sig on Frax. And they take the lead in stocks and start piling on the damage onto Sandstorm. Faison still has 2 stocks to play with. And Cody, despite losing that first stock so early, is starting to come back just because he's so darn good with the down sig on blasters.
I gotta tell you, and being able to play that for the support role is so incredibly strong. And usually we see Cody, he goes crazy, right? He's in people's faces with these blasters. He gets all these dodge reads. But now seeing this support Cody, man, it has really changed things up at the tail end of this match.
Boomy just hit like 4 nairs, just chasing Cody around all the top side of Miami Dome. But the downer hits the strong hit of the knockback, sending Sandstorm off the stage. And the down 6 snipes him, gets rid of his weapon. Faison guarding the weapon, ground pound hits, punishes Sandstorm for picking up the gauntlets, and 1 blaster's recovery away from Sandstorm going down at game number 1. Boomy, the one that has the least amount of damage, and Sandstorm gets the reversal grab on the double. Faison's the first one to go, and Cody in the 1v2 has to take down Sandstorm for a chance. But with that weapon gone, Boomy almost definitely is going to take him down. It's the double delight Sair. Makes me eat my words, and Sandstorm powering up at the very end takes game number 1 of the Grand Finals reset.
All right, so this is now, this is the back quarter of the movie where Poe is now learned everything that he needs to. He's fully unlocked his potential. He is that chosen warrior. And man, that was a fantastic cleanup. They got to feel good about stopping that momentum and stopping it where their victory doesn't get washed away. Because now it's that fresh slate.
A large part of that momentum even being stopped in the first place was how early Cody lost his first stock, and then just being able to recognize the lead that they had and continue fighting and being able to bring it into a game number 2. Faison and Cody are tired of Miami Dome. They don't want to go back, and all 3 of these stages have the smallest walls possible in 2v2, and so we're picking the one with the largest ones. It's Apocalypse coming in for game number 2.
All right, these small walls, Cody is going to be looking to set up those snipes so that way, if you just peek your head right over the corner, he's going to be able to snipe you. Faison with those sword side signatures, he's going to be able to spike you down with them in open air. So that's just, I don't know, these stages, very smart picks for their legend comps.
And Sandstorm and Faison are going for a gauntlet battle off stage at the very beginning. Cody with the lance, hitting both Sandstorm and Boomy. Nice read. Gets 3 solid hits on the Boomy. And the nairs are missing, but that one connects, and Sandstorm with the gauntlets is just trying to get something started. We haven't seen too much signature usage from Poe so far, but maybe we will this game as Boomy fighting through, getting some friendly fire on accident, and not punishing Cody for the whiff side sig.
Oh, doesn't quite get the hand off. Cody coming in to bust it up.
Oh, down sig, catching all around him.
Sandstorm just giving him the skadoosh.
Oh, man, Cody. Okay, Cody avoids all that damage. Boomy hits Faison off the side of the stage, but Faison really needs a new weapon. And Cody's neutral sig didn't catch anybody off guard. Faison picks it up with the sider, hits him out of the neutral signature. Cody with the down sig sends Sandstorm flying, and the downer gets the knockout onto Boomy as well. Blue team in the lead for game number 2.
Yeah, off the back. Oh, immediately deleted. Sandstorm coming in with those gauntlets. Now trying to get the handoff onto Faison. They've got the weapon starve going. Now he's just looking. No, all right, this is smart. I love how they just kind of slowly rotate for the power play, but they keep an eye on that back just for whoever's coming in to try and recover, try and bust up whatever team combo might be starting. It's just one quick side air away.
Ooh, Boomy getting Sider through, but he returns the favor. Sider's Cody and Faison. One nair into recovery, straight into Sandstorm Sider, and the stop sidelight continues the onslaught as Boomy has been putting on a ton of damage with the hammer. Down sig gets punished, down air into neutral life from Faison, and Faison does get that crazy dash chase dodge afterwards. Down air doesn't get the punish on the Boomy as he dodges out of the way, but man, team combo's going both ways as Cody side sticks in one direction and goes over to help Faison with Sandstorm. But Boomy still solid with that hammer, hitting Faison one way and Cody the other. Faison can't make it back.
Oh. I mean, that was really just the pressure that Sandstorm put out because Faison was trying to stay out of the spear down air range, and that's what forced him a little bit lower. Uh-oh, are they going to be trading stocks here?
I don't think so. I think they're just taking them. Boomy and Sandstorm, originally down a stock apiece, are now ahead of stock apiece as Boomy has been super solid with the hammer. Look at that, he's almost doing it. I think Faison, he hits Faison on the way back. Can he make it through? His recovery gone, but his dodge not. He makes it, and he has done so much damage to Faison. It was a 3-hit hammer string into a down sig. Phazon has been struggling to get a weapon this entire game. Boomy and Sandstorm still have their second stocks, and Cody just can't make any of these stocks go away. Phazon finally gained the side stick. Can they get Sandstorm as well? His dodge is gone. The stair comes through. One stock apiece for everyone on the screen, but Phazon's hurting.
Yeah, this is where we're going to see, I think, Phazon play a little bit more of that support position, if he even gets the chance, punched so far wide. I mean, that's the danger, right? They're just going to smack Phazon. They don't necessarily need to clean up the stock. They just need to keep him away so that way they can get a 2v1 combo against Cody.
Sandstorm avoids any potential offstage early knockouts from Phazon on the gauntlets. Just trying to stay with Boomy. Boomy has been so solid in center stage, hitting tons of sidelights and side airs, but Cody with the lance has been really cutting through. Oh, okay. Side airs Cody, but I don't know what happened there, but everybody just dispersed, and Cody somehow didn't die, and that's exactly what he's looking for. Dashes back, down airs. Cody and Phazon are playing the carefulest game of their lives right now, and Sandstorm and Boomy just can't seem to end Phazon's stock. Cody hitting both Boomy and Sandstorm. Recovery comes through. The down lane, the recovery. Sandstorm, is he going to go down before Phazon? This is so close.
Phazon, I mean, he just managed to snag the first weapon away from Sandstorm. Couldn't snag that next one, though. So now Sandstorm's armed. Boomy takes him out with a scoop. Cody returns the favor. Sandstorm couldn't do the same.
Recovery. The recovery puts him in the perfect angle to survive, but one more of those and he'd be gone. Cody gets the
my gosh.
The gauntlet sideline just barely saved Poe from an early death to that down stick from Cody. The side stick connects and they make it to game 3, 1-1. We've got ourselves a really close grand finals reset. Look at that damage done from Phazon, 292. Cody absolutely carrying in game number 2.
Yeah, they definitely kept Phazon out of the equation several times. You see him there having to play on the back foot for so long, up to the point that he gets scooped out of here. But Cody just too clutch in the finish.
Man, Cody playing that 1v1 at the end perfectly, getting the side sig on Sandstorm. And Poe is going to be staying in the ring for game number 3. But Phazon looking at that last performance and agreeing with me that that damage number was a bit too low and has switched over to the Hattori, which is not unheard of. Hattori and Val definitely staple characters for Phazon going into all sorts of tournaments throughout the years. It looks like either the legend or the stage pick was incorrect here, so we'll be coming back in just a little bit for game number 3 as we're in the grand finals reset. It's 1-1, and we've got ourselves an incredibly close set between the two best teams in North America.
All right. I mean, this is just going down to the wire. I can't believe we went from such a blowout of a bracket reset, 3-0, just immediately dominant games, to now just trying to eke out even wins. It happened so quickly.
Yeah, it did. And it happened with the legend swap that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I did not expect to see Poe coming in from Sandstorm as a staple, like, break glass in case of emergency pick, right? Like, that's so cool to see. And also very surprising.
I like it.
We're going into our game 3 now. Stage was selected. I didn't quite see it. We'll be
It's
seeing it
still
a little bit.
Miami Dome, so they're running it back. I think it might have been just, somebody needed to top off their water, get a swig.
Whatever the case may be, I'm so excited to see the results of this matchup as it's 1-1. And now, both teams 2 wins away from being the North America 2v2 Spring Champions. Who is going to seal the deal? Cody taking a ton of damage at the beginning, and Sandstorm falling him all the way up to the blast zone. Wasn't able to quite take him down, but still a lot of damage done. And Sandstorm yet to be touched. That downlight comes through, and he weaves through both Cody and Phazon. Oh, finally some damage coming through.
Oh no! Cody goes in a little bit too soon. The release of those glowing hands hits him. Boomy cleans up the stock. Now they've got the combo onto Phazon. Look at that.
I never ceases to amaze me how good Boomy and Sandstorm are at 2v2 combos. Sandstorm watching Boomy doing the setup, dashed back into a dash jump, and then he pivoted a gravity cancel downlight to be able to make that work. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that was full-on calculation of, all right, how damaged are they? What's going to be the flight trajectory? Where do I need to be? And it was from really far away. Oh my gosh, they tried to go, but he didn't steer fully into him. Didn't get the final send at the end of that attack.
It would have been so cool, too, to do the recovery from Phazon. Oh,
gets the
double.
double.
Anyways, let's go. That's like, they literally lost both their stocks at the same time. That would be a tie if it was a 1v1, right? Like, that was how Oh,
Oh!
Cody. Whoa, 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 they're both so tough. Okay,
right.
that was so weird. When 3 people get knocked off to the blast at one time, I
I
feel
get
like
so
something's
nervous.
going down.
Yeah, because all it takes at that point, you can actually go above what is considered the knockout line, and as soon as you get stunned, that's death.
Yeah, it's not like walking off the stage or walking off the bottom of the stage. Oh, but Faison goes down to an early down air from Boomy. And now Sansom with the down airs is going to get the pogo knockout onto Cody, and that's 4 stocks to 2 really early in game 3.
Man, they tagged Faison for a little bit of damage, and yeah, they're just building on this 2-stock lead. And Boomy just clearing the stage with this hammer left and right.
Wow, Cody getting the side sig off the down air. Boomy, however, returning to Faison, almost taking down Faison's last stock of the game, and Sandstorm having so much mileage off the down sig. Tries to land it once more, but
Snipe.
Cody says, I've got my own down sig. One hits. Down light into recovery. He gets the recovery off of the gravity cancel, doesn't get the stock. Cody immediately turning around with the down sig after the blaster's side air. They want to even up these stocks at the very least.
Oh,
Boomy stops
Faison's out of here. Cody left alone. He's trying to snipe, but man, this is where blasters get pretty dangerous because a lot of your own attacks lock you up, and it's very easy to punish. Oh, but he manages to keep it off stage, takes down 1 stock, 3 more to cut through. Sandstorm just dodging and keeping his.
Okay, Sandstorm goes down the side air. If Cody can bring out his intercostalics, this could be doable. He just has the 0 to death Boomy right here. Nair, side air, down air. Okay. Cody stopped side air, but it was a good start. Boomy, in the midst of that, didn't actually take that much damage, but Cody tried his best, but just too strong of an opener from Boomy and Sandstorm in game number 3. And we are now at match point. Boomy and Sandstorm are 1 game away from stopping Cody from having all of those seasonal titles, right? He's got
They're
3
going
out
to
of 4.
deny the gauntlet. They're going to reclaim victory. I know they were tweeting after the Winter Championship that, hey, we're taking springs. Don't get too comfortable. And it's looking like they are about to do it. The reigning World Championship team is on tournament point.
Oh, but we're in Apocalypse. And Cody and Faison have had remarkable success in Apocalypse throughout the day. Maybe we're not in Apocalypse. We'll find out.
Boomy just emptying the salt can. How much do you think you can actually fit in there?
What measurement are we using?
Infinity is the answer.
Infinity
it's a
is
trick
the
question.
answer. Okay. All right, good. Well, I'm glad I didn't try to answer the question. Infinity. Yeah, I mean, it's still going.
Infinite salt. You know how fighting
Enough
games
for-
can be.
en-
They are
enough
just
for
infinite salt
everybody.
mines.
Enough for everybody that plays Brawlhalla, which is a lot of people. So you kind of need
Yeah.
an infinite amount of salt. Now that I think about it, we're going in. Game number 4. It's coming up. You're so
Yo,
excited for
Boomy
this.
rocking the Winter Champion title from 2017. Just being like, listen, you guys, you had that Winter Championship. I had this Winter Championship. But we're here in spring, going again.
mean,
Tournament point, it's Apocalypse.
If you've ever had a peek inside Boomy's title inventory, he's
Oh,
got a lot. He's got a
How
lot
many
more than that.
pages?
It's quite a few.
I think he had a tweet or a video or something showing like just how many pages of titles he has. It's unreal.
One of the few players that can do a Brawlhalla title unboxing stream.
Yeah,
just has to show how many tournaments he's been in. I digress. We're in a tournament that's going to decide who gets the next tournament title added into the game. The grand finals bracket reset of the Spring Championship. Faison doing a great job with the sizing up the right side of the stage, but already losing one of those stocks, and Cody can shortly follow right afterwards if he's not careful. And that neutral stick so hard punished by the D-Light ground pound from Sandstorm on arms. That neutral stick doing more damage to his teammates than it did to Sandstorm. Faison's got to be careful.
Yeah, Cody, hard target out here. Now they've got a 2-stock lead. Boomy and Sandstorm definitely kicking this off like they're looking to end it here in game number 4.
6 stocks to 4. Cody and Faison have to end this right now. Sandstorm. Oh, getting hit with the recovery, but that's not going to be enough just yet. And Boomy with a nice down light into Nair, just doing all the gymnastics with the orb, getting that final hit through. Cody was trying to get in position for the neutral light, or Boomy was trying to get in position to follow up with the neutral light from Sandstorm.
Oh, yes.
Do it.
Faison back on this Val, that neutral signature doing
Good.
work, giving him the speed to get over and spike down for still the correct double knockout. It's not even like the delayed double where like the kill feed won't show it. And you're just like, all right, come on. And that was actually a double. It's like, no, this was game verified double knockout.
He met the speed run constraints. He was able to get the title. Yes, Faison with that recovery catches Boomy trying to go for a scoop, but Cody has to use recovery early just to be able to make it back, and they're just beating on
my
Faison.
gosh.
He's gone. I don't even think if Cody gave up his own stock there, he would have been back fast enough to save Phazon from that death. That was just brutal. And now Cody is one solid hammer hit away from losing the stock, and that's why you see Boomy and Sandstorm just focusing on Phazon. They know if they take the stock down, the tournament's as good as theirs.
Uh-oh.
That light slider into the
Oh,
side
they tried to do it again.
Oh,
They
that
tried
was
to
so
do it again.
good.
And the little bit of the extra pop from the spear neutral air to give Boomy the verticality that he needed to get back onto the stage.
Phazon's gone. He's just gone.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. Just shy on the handoff, but man, they just need a little bit. Cody has 4 stocks to get through. This is looking like Boomy and Sandstorm's tournament. Any hit now. And that's it! Boomy and Sandstorm clearing it. 3-1 post reset. They are the spring champions.
Congratulations
Unbelievable.
to Boomy and Sandstorm winning the grand final reset after looking like after what looked like an amazing team composition from Cody Travis and Phazon. They were able to bring it back with Poe of all characters in the grand final reset to win the event and live by their word. As you said, they mentioned after the Winter Championship, right? You got us this time, but we'll get you in Springs, and they did. What an amazing grand final set between both players, and congratulations to Boomy and Sandstorm for being the North American Spring Champions.
Man, that was incredibly well fought. The turnaround, just the changes that they needed to make to bring it back post-reset, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can see just how ridiculous the top end of Brawlhalla gameplay is. So, yeah, look at this path through the bracket. Cody Travis and Phazon burning their way through the top side until they ran against Boomy and Sandstorm. Couldn't get it 3-1, but they got that 3-0